Hello everyone, and today we're back with a video on my Grom. Today we're going to be doing a spark plug change. Now I don't need to do this, but I wanted to do it just because of the change in my riding style and obviously just where I live. So I live in Australia, it's pretty hot. I live in Sydney, so in winter it's still not even, it's cold, but it's not cold. It doesn't snow where I live, and in summer it's very hot here. So this stock spark plug is it's okay, but I do a lot of highway driving, funnily enough, on this Grom, and I'm maxed out in its highest gear usually a lot of the times, or usually in its higher rev range. So instead of swapping back to the older spark plug, I thought, hey, iridiums last basically for this life of the bike, so I may as well stick this in there and probably never need to change it again. Alright, so this needs to be gapped to about 0.03 to 0.04 inches, or about, I think it's 0.8 to 0.9 millimeters. I've already pre-gapped this to about 0.035, so it's between, so that's alright, it's not too bad. So basically we're just very easily, because it's a Grom luckily, just gonna stick the socket in, undo this, and swap this over. Now obviously you want to do this while the bike has been sitting cold. You don't want to do this straight after it's been turned on, or warm, or after a ride. Oh, that does not look good. Okay, I have only done just over 3,000 kilometers on this bike, so a lot less miles, and look at that, that does not look good. So let's go over here, we can compare. This is the original one, is the CPR7EAIX-9, and the one I'm swapping to is the CPR7EAIX-9. So that's the iridium one. Okay, after checking with my trusty little tool here, after checking the stock one, it was roughly sitting at a 0.03, and it was probably roughly around here, just a little bit over. So what I did was I gapped mine down to be roughly the same, the new one. So they're roughly the same gapping now. This was a little bit bigger, but now they're roughly the same, just so I have a baseline to reference off. So now we're just going to basically stick this new one in, and then while we're threading this in, we have to get our torque wrench after this, and we're going to go 12 foot-pound as the specifications are for this. Alright, so I got the torque foot-pound set at 10, only because this I know is calibrated to 3 foot-pound over, so it'll be actually 13 foot-pounds rather than 12 as it specifies, only because I'm adjusting for the calibration of this torque wrench. I know it's a bit technical and you're probably thinking, hey, it's just a spark plug, but I mean, it doesn't hurt. Alright, so that's on there. Let's get this on here. And that is 12, or 13 in this case, foot-pound. So it's clicked, so it's done. Now we stick the plug back on.
My mind,
Make sure it's on good.
you wanna leave it all behind.
Now we start the bike up. This is a cold start. I haven't started the bike in about 4 days. usually it will stall. Sometimes it will stall because it's almost winter here in Australia. So on a very cold start, like it is now, it will sometimes stall, but it didn't with a new plug. So I'm gonna do another check, probably very early in the morning, maybe like 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's when he definitely usually always does it with the old plug. But yeah, hopefully we're good. Okay. Big difference. I can't believe it. Look at the kilometers. Brand new. Almost brand new. I've had this bike about 6 months.
This lake of fire burns my skin.